And we are live. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to our Wednesday live. I always look forward to being in your space. Thank you so much for being here, and it is such a delight. Today is a very special day. We're going to be looking at raising resilient girls, empowering girls to thrive, raising resilient girls, empowering girls to thrive. Ah, I mean, if you were a woman, I want you to look back to the time you were growing up, the challenges. It's a totally different ball game now. Our girls are being faced with different dynamic challenges. And I like to start with this quote. It says, raising a daughter is like growing a warrior. She needs strength, resilience, and unwavering love to conquer the world. This quote resonates so much with me because you find out that right now the girl child has been kind of subdued. They are seen but not heard, and we forget that these are gatekeepers, they are matriarchs. The girl child is the one who births destinies. And so you wonder why the narrative has always been they should be seen but not heard. And that's why we're looking at it. How can we change that narrative now? How can we do better with our girls, especially when now that we are faced with a very challenging world? Do you know that the female is the forerunner? We are forerunners of Christ. And as a time like this, we are carrying a message for a time such as this. Now, um, a while back, I had an encounter with a particular child, female, and you will not believe what I'm telling you. So she was supposed to go out somewhere, and hi, Dr. Ray, and we're looking for her everywhere, looking for her everywhere. And so we checked everywhere around, and then somebody just said, check the bathroom. And so we got into we tried to open the door, but it was locked. And so we knocked and knocked and knocked. That was a red flag. And so we broke down the door, and we saw this girl. She had taken an overdose of Valium tablets. Now, to cut the long story short, trying to revive her and find out, okay, what is really going on, we get to find out that she was heartbroken. It was because a boy in quotes who had said he loved her and then now is declaring love to another girl. And this made her want to take her life. But you see, like I always tell parents, that whenever we have of bad fruit in terms of the outcome or a behavioral challenge, we do not look at the fruit, we look at the heart. And so we decided to delve deep. And what I found out was this child lacked confidence on all levels. There was a gap from the home front. And that is what we're going to be looking at. You know, our girls are emotional beings. They're emotional beings. They are ruled by emotions. And so you can imagine how just that single act where she needed acceptance, she needed approval, she needed affirmation, that was not done. Because that was not done, she looked outside to fill that vacuum. And what did she get? Immediately that was cut off. She just felt, you know what? My life is not worth living. Now, the Bible tells us in the book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 1, it will shock you. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man and saying, we will eat our own bread and we will wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Wow. Doesn't this just resonate with what is happening now? where we are having a lot of women take on the role of provider in the home. Now, I'm not saying that a woman cannot support, but what I'm saying is a woman was designed to be nurtured. She was designed to be nurtured. And right now, what we see is women nurturing their husbands in that day, which is the last day. And you see, they just say, just take our reproach. We only need your name. We will pay you salary. We will feed you. We will clothe you. We will shelter you. And when you look at the narrative, we have almost 5 women out of 10 who are doing this right now. They are doing everything, not taking care of the man. So the man has taken the role of the woman has taken the role of the man. Now I understand that, I mean, our marriage has seasons and maybe something happens along the way and you need to step up for the time being. But when this is continuous, the man is now entitled. I hear where the man is even threatening the women. There's one who was threatening his wife. You didn't give me my allowance for the month. And I'm like, seriously? But then, did this just happen? No. Did the woman just find herself there? No. This was first of a girl who lacked confidence and resilience to tarry and wait till the end, who missed seasons at a particular time, and now just says, you know what? I just need your name. Hi, says Olanike. Happy International Day of the Girl Child. And that's why I just said, you know what? We need to have this discussion. We need to raise our girls differently. A resilient child is a confident child. When you raise a confident child, that child is resilient. We need girls who have a strong identity, who know who they are and whose they are. Very, very important. We don't want girls. The Bible saying 7 daughters are clashing to one man. Can you imagine? And just say, you know what? We'll feed ourselves, don't worry. We'll buy our clothes, don't worry. It reminds me of Beyonce's song where she says, um, um, this I've forgotten the lyrics, so let me not let me not go there. Where she's saying, she got everything. But God made women to be nurtured. We are meant to be cared for. That is just the truth. That is just the truth. And when you see a malfunction or a design that does not tally with what God has put up, then you know that there is a problem. And you see, this confidence gap is the difference in self assurance and self belief. Self assurance and self belief. And then it begins to present itself as lower confidence level. So I was doing a research and I found out that KPMG says 67% of girls between the ages of 18 and 24, they believe that they believe that they cannot meet up with the qualifications for a job posting before applying, compared to 48% of young men. So you see how this thing follows us. It starts from our childhood, we get into teenage years, and then young adults. So we see, and this has happened to me, it has happened to a lot of women. You see an advert, the first thing that comes to your mind is, this cannot be for me. You don't think that you are qualified to go for that role. It says body image concerns. Dove Global Beauty and Confidence reports that 7 in 10 girls with low body esteem avoid participating in daily activities once they feel their body is not right. And so now, is it a wonder why we have girls now who are doing extra bum, extra boobs, because confidence is one in our outlook. And that is not right. We first of all wear confidence on the inside. And this is what we should be teaching our children. We should change the narrative. And you see, even as mothers, we find out that once you add a bit of weight, once you do this thing, then we are not confident. We are no more confident. We can't go to that party. We're trying to wear black. We're trying to cover things, and our daughters are watching us. We are constantly complaining. Oh, I don't look. Meanwhile, go and check the Proverbs 31 woman. The looks was just 1% of a virtuous woman. So even if we're looking, we want to, lose weight and everything, which is amazing. The focus should be more on having a healthy body than wanting to be accepted because we look a certain way. Do you know broken adults cannot live life to the fullest? And when we dwell on body image, on acceptance based on the narrative and the standard of the world. The other time I saw where they say models are now swallowing cotton balls because they don't want to eat food so that they do not add weight because they have to be a particular size. No, 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 no. As children of the Most High God, as daughters of Zion, we look a certain way because we understand that we must take care of our body as vehicles of destiny. We're not doing it so that one boy can be assert us or affirm us. And this is what we should be doing differently today. Adult girls who do not have confidence find themselves living a mediocre life because they become people pleasers. And that is why we have women who will be in an abusive home and they cannot leave. One other thing that this does is that it stops them from trying. They do not want to take risk, and if we are not mindful that we are living in a world that is ruthlessly focused on performance right now, and we as parents, we've contributed to that. Do you know that? Yes, because in our minds, oh, I want my child to be the best singer. So we are rolling them from one thing to the other. I want my child to perform best in the academics. We are pushing the pressure on them. We want the best, but the problem now and the downside is the focus now is on performance and not on progress. And so children are pressured with expectations. But do you know that children are born to be great? Every child has a seed of greatness. What we should be focused on is for our children to be watered to flourish. So let us stop this thing. It is a woman that will see another fellow lady and say, it's like you have gained weight. Or you see on Instagram or on social media, you look pregnant. That is toxic. That is toxic because the person has added some weight. Do you know what is happening in that person's life? Do you know if maybe they are sick? Do you know the recommendation? And then we carry this toxic thing to our children. I want somebody to put in the comments, I will raise better. I will raise my girls 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 better. And I want us to look at some of the downsides of low self-confidence. Now, I have seen where in school, a child wants to get, do a performance. And you see that the parent starts to, over, I don't know, is it over prepare? I don't even know what word to say. They start to tell them, when you get there, you must stand a certain way, do your hand a certain way. You do. We start to school and school and school. But for the boy child, it is okay. We say, go and be a man. Don't worry. You are a man. But for the girl child, there's a lot of emphasis on how they look, how they stand, how they appear. Etiquette is good. But please and please and please, what happens is that it brings an underestimation of our abilities. So the child gets there, and I remember a situation where the child didn't sit properly. Once she got from the stage, the mother said, you have embarrassed me. We all saw your panties. We all saw your panties. Can't you sit well? I thought I taught you better. Isn't it's an error? But do you know the boy can get to the stage and not even and have his trousers falling down? What you do say, hey, nah, nah, they will adjust the trouser. But for the girl, it's sacrilege. And so what you do is you put a lot of pressure. So the girl, once she has a sleeve that is torn, maybe she didn't see it, she cannot perform. She cannot go to the stage to do anything because it must be perfect. We preach perfectionism over productivity. We must raise better. And then you see that at the end of the day, girls cannot take risk. That is why you see the boys, they are careless. They will tell you, I can try. It's not because they are stronger. It's because we raise differently. For the boys, we just say it's a boy child. And that's why we feel, yes, let the girl child breathe. Let the girl child breathe. So for the boy child, we leave them. We even worship them. You know, he's a boy. You know, he's a boy. So they are spoken to differently. They are treated differently. They are treated like kings. But we forget that our girls are mothers of nations and they carry seed. And the trauma you give them multiplies from one generation to the other. And so you see, we have girls who cannot take risks. And that's why I remember the other time, let me tell you what happened to me. I got on a plane. I think it was Israel to Turkey or something. And then I heard a female voice. Now, this is the stereotype that has been in our ears. Even for me, it's been an unlearning and relearning. Immediately, I heard a female voice. I am so age. I'm so nay. I am your pilot. Female. Hey! I started panicking. I said, huh? It's a female that is flying us. Oh my God. I started praying. Psalm 91. And I see she sounds young. I started praying. Imposter syndrome is what we carry on to our girls. Imposter, where we do not believe that we deserve our achievements. We believe that for some certain positions, men do better. Who said that? Who told us that lie? Who told us that lie? And do you know, it was a whole female crew. When she landed that plane, in fact, I have a picture. I'm going to share it today. I had to tell her I want to take a picture because I needed to remind myself so that I can tell my girls, you can do anything you put your heart to do. We should tell our girls that to be more, they must be more. No more soft baby life. They get on their knees and they put in the work. Yes, it's no soft baby life. No. For them to climb to the throne, they must be diligent. This girl, do you know, she's just 24 and she was the pilot of that plane. I was like, my God, I had to take a picture. Because do you know, if it was a man, hey, we'll say yes. But a girl, we start to get panicky. You know why? Because we've always felt that a girl's place is in the kitchen. Girls are just made to take care of the home. We can't do extraordinary things. Let them just be. But anyway, a lot of girls are breaking records. And that is just amazing. And that is why we must raise virtuous girls. We must raise virtuous girls. We must raise them better. Now, do you know that the initial years of a child's life very, very important? And one of the things that put our children, our girl children or girl child in a box, I want to use Maslow's hierarchy of needs to kind of break it down for you so that you understand this thing we talk about. Confidence is a big deal for girls. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Oh. There's a research that says from the age of 8 years old, their confidence level starts to drop. It starts to drop. It starts to drop. So do you know that the initial years of a girl child is very important for their overall health? And so parents must ensure that the emotional and educational needs are met to lay a very strong foundation for the rest of their lives. For girls, emotional intelligence is a big deal, because remember, the girl child is an emotional being. That's why the words we hear, the pampering, is a big deal for us. For the guy, for the male child is respect. Do you understand? They want to go and do things. But for the girl child, the moment you give her attention, the moment you are there for her, the moment you are listening, the moment, the girl is already falling in love. So can you imagine if you as a parent leave this gap, and one man, one security guard starts to pay attention? That is why abuse happens a lot to the girl child. You now be asking yourself, how did this small girl, what did she see in that man? Remember, it's not about looks for us. For the boy child, it's about looks. For the girl child, it's about emotions. And so American humanist psychologist Abraham Maslow, he came up with a theory of human motivation. And this one, when you get this, I need you to pay attention. If you get this right, you will understand why we must pay extra attention to the girl child. Now, he says at the level one, we have the physiological needs. And for the physiological needs, it is food, shelter, and clothing. This is why sometimes we reverse the role. You pay more attention on the clothing. Meanwhile, and that is why you now start to say, why is the girl following sugar daddies? A girl with a brain to create wealth now starts to sell her body for wealth. We must raise better. You see, so when you make clothing the highest level, appearance, everything, so when she doesn't have money, because she has not been raised to understand that she can bring premium value to the table, she's just been made, it's all about, so you see, from mothers, 4 years you're already using bleaching cream. You now put all manner of attachment on this girl. The girl is having migraine because to you it's about the looks. But guess what? Abraham Maslow, he says this is level one. That is why 7 girls will latch on to one man and say, no, let's just have your name. Because identity is eroded. Then for level 2, he talks about safety. And what is safety? Safety is more about the feeling of being safe and secure in their life and surroundings. So do you know that in your heart you think that, no, this house is safe for my child. But guess what? That child does not feel safe because of the criticism, the yelling, the shouting, the judgmental. You're always giving that child. Do you know the worst thing that happens is when women start to rival their daughters? Like, are you okay? Because your husband dotes on the daughter, you start to pick on her. Your son will do something and get away with it. Your daughter, you make her life a miserable hell. It shows that even you need to listen to this thing and begin to reparent yourself. I saw a very serious, it was serious, where mother and daughter were rival. In fact, the girl, can you imagine the girl child? At that time, she was 16. She said, I don't know what I've done. Mommy, can't allow me now. My daddy likes me. Is it a crime? Is it a crime that my daddy likes me? Is it a crime? So safety and security is level 2. And this is where they are protected from violent conditions. There is they are having health threats. When you are not available at home and you leave your girl child with men everywhere, there's a problem. And you have not trained the girl with sexual education for them to understand that they don't sit on a man's lap. That is already an unsafe environment. You allow your brothers to be beating your daughters. Do you know that even if your husband is beating your daughter, it's not healthy? Do it yourself, mommy. Do it yourself. Because it's a very as a woman, we are designed specially. We are crafted specially. So by the time daddy is washing inside vagina or vulva, what are you talking about? Tomorrow a man will be touching there. She will just think it's normal. Some of us don't even understand, and we have not taught our children safety education at home and sexual education. And so your home is a threat. Your home is a major threat for your daughter. That automatically erodes self-confidence. I remember I had a case where a girl was being abused, although there was no penetration. She was being abused, and we eventually found out. But do you know what caused that girl to be abused? Her uncle was abusing her at home. So once there's sexual abuse, see, confidence is zero. That child to become for that child to become resilient and be all that God has created them to be is always a problem. That child will struggle. It will take, where Jesus intervenes in the heart of that child. Of course, we know that he's a great physician. He is the doctor of the heart. And so it's not a case of no return. But what happens is that that child will need Christ to be able to stand tall and achieve their destinies. In fact, 8 out of 10 girls are abused at home. 8 out of 10 girls are abused. You carry your children for sleepover. You are not checking the safety of that environment. You bring cousins home. You're not checking the safety. In fact, do you know now it's worse for us because there's lesbianism. So the fact that a girl is coming home does not mean that there's no sexual abuse. So is your home safe? These are the things you start to check. So you see that food, shelter, which we concentrate on, and clothing is level 1. You tell yourself, I'm working for my child. I'm working for my child. I'm buying everything. And you are never home. Your child cannot talk to you. That child, what you have done is that, let me tell you something. A woman is the key to generations. So what you have done is that you have shortchanged a generation because that lineage already has a problem. Then social needs is the next level. This is love and belonging. I need you to see. So you say 3 levels before we now get to esteem, which is where confidence. So if you see a girl that is confident, just so that the parent has done level 1, level 2, level 3 is in place, you automatic. When parents say, my child is not confident, I don't have a confident child, go and check where the gaps are. Be honest with yourself. Go and check. Are these things, have I made sure that these pillars are sure at home? Love and belonging. Do you love your child unconditionally? Can your daughter come home and tell you, a boy pecked me, and you will not rain down fire? In those days, some parents, they will even put pepper in the girl's vagina. They say, a boy talk to you, they will now pour pepper. Where? I don't even understand. But it's okay. The boy can sow seeds everywhere, can start sleeping around. You are not interested. We don't raise our girls to be girls of honor and value. Do you know, when you raise your daughter with such confidence, no boy can take her to Mr. Biggs and then she will open her legs. When you see girls running off with boys, it's a confidence problem. It's a confidence problem. It's because you have not done these things. Does she have a sense of belonging? When your girl comes home, let me tell you, you as a mother, you are the one to be pecking your girl. So that even when a boy is trying to peck her, she has gotten enough from you. If you're a father, you take your girls on dates, tell them how special they are. You look at your girl, you say, I remember my husband, he will tell my daughters, he will say, you know what? You're looking dashing. Gives them compliments. Say, you're my girl, daddy's girl. He starts to hail them. No boy can come and toy with their head. Let me tell you, there is nothing like void space in parenting. When there is an empty tank, Satan latches on. Satan latches on with fangs. Don't scar your parenting. Somebody should put it down. Don't scar your parenting. There are some scars that can never leave because you didn't do what is right. Love and belonging. Do they have a voice at home? Can they speak and you will shut them down and you will tell them nonsense? Can they speak? Can they speak? Can they speak at home? Can they express themselves? Can your daughter even tell you, oh, mommy, do you know what? This is how I feel. And you just say, I know you like that boy. And you talk about it and say, you know what? These feelings are valid, but let me tell you, this is what Jesus is saying. Now is not the time. Can they speak to you about that? Or you say, blood of Jesus. Ah, hey, I like him, boy. Is that what I'm paying school fees for? You are chasing them out. And let me tell you, puberty now is starting from the age of 7. So you need to befriend your child before the influence of peers come in. So somebody write that. You must befriend the girl child before the influence of peers come in. Once that girl starts to listen to peers, nna and nne, I'm sorry for you, because they will start to teach them things that your ears have never heard before. Now we are having girls send nude pictures. Have you asked yourself what will make a girl snap a naked body and send to a boy? Confidence. Confidence. They don't understand value. You don't assume that your child, my child should know that I value her now. My child should know that she's special now. Have you done all of this? How many times do you tell your girl child, I love you unconditionally? I love you, my daughter. Esteem is now level 4. You know, after esteem, then you now go to self-actualization. So it's, do you see that confidence is level 4? You need to work towards it. Self-respect, self-assurance, self-awareness. If these needs are not met, there's low confidence, there's inferiority complex. And it presents itself. You see some children, greed. What do I mean by greed? They start to steal, they start to pilfer, they go to people's houses and you see them, they start to eat, they are not satisfied. So when you see your child, you just they go somewhere and the child must ask for more. You say give her, she's just a child. She's showing you a red flag. Or a child that starts to steal, there is no way that child will not follow men. There is no way that child will not follow men. But what is resilience? It is the ability to bounce back from adversity, overcome challenges, and adapt positively to life's ups and downs. It's a crucial quality that not only helps girls navigate the complexities of their life, but it sets them on a strong foundation for their adulthood. And so that is why I remember when I was in my university days, my parents did not have money. Sometimes create scarcity in abundance for your girl child. So see how they can endure persecution. God is counting on you and I. See, this generation of girls are forerunners for the second coming of Jesus. And this is what God is telling me. If you don't raise well, we're going to have a disaster. Go and check all through the Bible. It was Jesus that God spoke to, Mary that God spoke to. He said, thou art highly favored. Who raised Mary? Who raised her? What did that person do? There were other virgins. But God says, you are favored. There is something in you. It takes resilience to be the mother of Christ. Do you know what it means for a woman to stand and they are nailing your child on the cross? Do you know what it means? Where you have been told that that child would die as a savior and you still raise that child. Do you know Mary had every right? She could have sabotaged eternity. As a mother, do you know? And God will listen to her. By the time she starts crying, not my child. My child, let's go here. And this is no. She understood the assignment. I want you to know, do you know how many saviors our children are carrying, our daughters? Our daughters are saviors. Do you know how many of them are saviors? And we are raising them anyhow, raising them lackadaisically. You don't allow them do anything. You just focus on beauty. Your own, you just you are the one, you put makeup on your daughter. We don't raise children to stand adversity. That is the curriculum for the girl child now. The Bible says we are living in super perilous times. Go and check MTV. Go and check how they are sexualizing women. Go and check the nudity agenda. You mother, you will open cleavage. What are you teaching your child? You mother, you will sit down and be watching the Big Brother Z World. What are you teaching your child? You opening cleavage and supporting nudity is because you also have a low self-esteem. Yes, you have a low self-esteem. If you have a strong self-esteem, you will know that your validity is not in your body, it's in your brain and in your heart. That is what we should be teaching our girls. And I love this quote by Jeffrey Gitomer. He says, resilience is not what happens to you, it's how you react to and respond to and recover from what happens to you. This is why some of us, when there's no money, then the girls start sleeping around to get money. You see girls following men so that they can buy clothes. They are selling their bodies so that they can buy Brazilian hair. Oh my God. You know, there are times a girl wants something, you say no, 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 no. The other day my daughter said, there's going to be, he said they are doing something and they invited everybody. They didn't invite me because I refused to vape. And I said, it's okay. You should love yourself and the values you stand for because you represent Jesus. But guess what? A child that does not have confidence, when they invite everybody because of, he will go and vape. Now that vaping is like a stick, they are passing it around. That child will go and vape because there is no confidence. You are raising a Mary. You are raising an Esther. You are raising a Deborah that must change the narratives of the times. How are you raising? How are you raising? What are some of the characteristics of a resilient woman? Ability to keep calm under stress. You know the persecution they go through in school? Now they say they are planning Halloween. You are going to buy Halloween costume. You, child of the Most High God. You, Jesus is coming soon. Jesus is coming soon. And I tell parents, don't think you will enter heaven and your child will go to hell. There is no way. If you like, be the greatest evangelist. If that child is going to hell, you are following that child. You are following that child. Ability to keep calm under stress has to do. This is why you should raise a confident child. This is why we should be raising children with skills. This is why we should emphasize on value, how they're impacting their world. This is why we are raising kingdom-driven girls, not beauty pageant models. No, move the narrative from appearance to value. Let your child begin to think about how they can solve problems. Let them start to think about how they can solve problems. So there's Halloween. Let me tell you, we are going back to the ancient parts. If you are here and you allow your child go for Halloween, God is coming for you. You also have confidence issues. How can your child go and be celebrating witches festival? You say, nah, it's tricky treats. Shame on you. It's tricky treats. You will never see a witch enter the church and celebrate with you. It is time you draw the line as Christian parents. Halloween, let them sit at home. They will not die. If it is tricky, don't even buy them the sweet because it is part of being resilient. Don't buy them anything. Let it be a normal day We are not celebrating. Don't say, hey, because they are doing something. I don't want my child to feel somehow. I don't want them to feel not appreciated. So you too, okay, we are doing a tweaking Halloween. We are doing a angel dance at home. No, tell them no is no. We are not doing it, and you will not die. Guess what? Because pressure is coming. Oh. They are coming for our children. Pressure is coming. And if you don't start to build this resilience now, when Satan comes knocking, you're on your own. You are on your own. Christians are not looking for fame. We are salt. His influence is not popularity. In the day now of selfie, that's why we're having girls. I want to kill myself. I want to die. So the 10 people have unfollowed me, I'm dead. 20 people have unfollowed me, I'm dead. Yeah? My dear, Jesus was not popular. It's not about following, it's about what is God telling you to do, my dear daughter. This is why we should be cooking our children in the refinery of the Holy Ghost. Spend time teaching your child how to pray. Spend time building the word of God in your child. Self-control is another characteristic of a resilient woman. Self-control. Self-control over stressful situations where she does not panic for long, but she asks for God's intervention and direction. Even if she knows that people have conspired against her, she's able to hold herself. She loves despite all. One thing that women are known for is offense. You talk to them, they get grieved. No, because she's confident in her God. She understands that it's the opinion of people. I stand by what God says. I know who I am and whose I am. The resilient lady is optimistic, not depressed and telling you she has. If your child is, go and cook them in the word. Go and cook them in the word. And I say again that one of the reasons we need resilient girls is because they are forerunners for God's agenda. Look at resurrection. The angels first talked to a woman. Jesus first appeared to a woman. Look at Mary. Look at the Samaritan woman. Women are instrumental when it comes to when it comes to spreading the gospel. It is the time for the female. It is the time for the female, and that is why we should stretch them. We should stretch them. There's a quote. It says, teach her to be a force of nature, not a princess waiting to be saved. And you live happily ever after. Waiting for a man come and carry me to live happily ever after. The devil understands this. That's why, go and see what's happening with women. You have sexualized them. There's nudity. There's even confused gender now. So he's not even stopping at making us naked. He's not stopping at making us sleep anyhow with 200 men. No, he has even now made us, or not, now we don't know whether we are male or female. He is coming with arsenals against our children. Arsenals against our children. Now we are seeing a lot of girls commit suicide, depression, and mental health. Now we are seeing girls, they are carrying these Snapchat filters to doctors. Make me look like this. Make me look like this. I want to look like this. Why? Why? Where are the mothers? Where are the fathers? Why are we losing our girls? Why are we losing our girls? I'm asking you, why are we losing our girls? Why? Why? We are failing God, oh. We are failing God. Do you know what a woman is in the we are, a woman is a ball of fire. That's why God had to say you will answer to a man. Women carry power and fire. Go and check, even for Satan, any agenda. That's why the Bible talks about the great harlot in the book of Revelation. Satan understands the power of a woman, and God is counting on us. We need women that will carry revival. We need women that will be great evangelists. We need Catherine Kuhlman's back. We need them back. We need them back. So, what are some of the things we can do differently as I round up? Some of the strategies we can do. Like I said, we must affirm our girls. We offer genuine praise and positive feedback based on what, don't go and tell them lies. Based on what they've done, we encourage them based on their efforts. We also encourage what? Independence. Responsibility is response to ability. So make sure that you create opportunities for your girls to make decisions. Don't worry about them failing. Failure is the curriculum of life. They must fail. Don't mean they say my child will she feel shame. Shame is part of stretching. It's part of a growth mindset. By the time that child feel shame next time, I remember my daughter, she called me one day say, I forgot to do something, I will die. I say, die? Is your death my death? Go and do it now. She was looking at me, but guess what, she will never forget to do that thing again. So your shame cannot be my shame. I can't shame your shame. Oh. You will carry your shame with dignity. Next time you will not do that again. And so we must allow them fall. We must allow them fail under your watch so that they don't go and fail in the world. Right now, you start to set realistic goals for your children. Remember, we talked about skills so that they can add value. Focus on their strengths. You know the problem? We parent from the angle of weaknesses. You are always focused on what your child cannot do. Hey, my child is not organized. Hey, but the child is a fantastic orator. Focus on their strengths. Build their strengths. Fuel their strengths. Starve weaknesses, and you will see what will happen. Don't pay attention to the weaknesses. The more you focus on their strength, the more they have confidence. Then you start to tell them, Mama, you see, the way you're able to do this, how do you think we can tackle this organization? See how you're able to do this. You say, okay, mommy, I'll do this. They start to set realistic goals. And then foster a growth mindset. I've talked about that. Setback and failures are part of learning and growth. Self-care, very important. As mothers, we self-care, even I am still learning it, but I'm trying to teach my girls early that it's okay sometimes to take care of yourself. Sometimes just sleep, rest. Yes. Oh, mommy, I'm tired. Don't say, you have not finished your homework. As far as not an everyday thing. Say, you know what? Go and rest. When you rest, if you can wake up early, you do. I'm not telling you to go and nourish laziness. No. Sometimes we listen to our bodies. Let me ask now, this is breast cancer awareness month. Mothers, how many of you have gone to do check breast? How many of you have done self-examination? How many of you have gone to the hospital to say, you know what, I want to check? See, self-care is taught by a mother. The way you take care of yourself is the way your child will understand that they are worth taking care of. Sometimes you tell them, you know what, I am not cooking today, I need to rest. I will not die. Tell you, my darling husband, if it is indomie, go and eat it. I need to rest. Self-care. Self-care, that's how to build, so they are able to understand their body. They know when to nourish, they know when to rest, they know when to push, they know when to move. Self-compassion, very important. And this has to do with negative. Girls do a lot of negative self-talk. How do you know negative self-talk? Yes, we can't give out of an empty cup. Negative self-talk, when something happens, your girl say, I didn't know I was that stupid. I'm just a failure. Oh, I'm just an ugly duckling. Oh, that's negative self-talk. No, 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 no. You start to replace it with a lot of affirmations. And when they fail, let them be kind to themselves. You tell them, you don't dwell on the failure. You pick the lessons and you move. You move. And then I've talked about problem solving, and and then giving them opportunities to shine from their place of strength. And then lastly, let us emphasize God's glory over self glory. And what is the world teaching our girls now? Self glory. They say, if you have this, if you are this, if you look a certain way, you will get the attention you crave. Your is Sorry, I got an interruption. I'm trying to take it off. Siri. So it is will go forever. You belong to us. Don't let the opinions of others hinder you. You can say what you can be who you are. You know, that's what we feel is building confidence. What is God's glory? That's in the Bible. It says, I must decrease. So every time tell your child, who is being seen? Is it in contrast to our modern culture that says, fleshly desire for self-promotion? No, we must teach our girls to realize that the flesh is always seeking an opportunity to exalt self. However, God gives us a platform where Christ is exalted. Our lives, our talents, our achievements are platforms for Christ to be exalted. And so the Christian life is not one that says, you know, it's all about me. It's all about me. A spotlight is on me. No, we must never seek a platform for self. But may we and may our daughters become a platform for Christ to be seen. When you focus on that and you raise a girl that understands that, guess what? You have raised a resilient girl that will thrive and advance the kingdom of God. The Bible says in Matthew 24:13, it says, it is the one that endures to the end that will be saved. And so they must learn to endure because they have been sent with a special message for such a time as this. And you, dear mother, has been given a special anointing to raise this special girl for such a time as this. I'm going to be ending here, and I pray for you that you will not feel God. You will not feel God as you raise girls who will be kingdom advancers, who will be forerunners, just like that Samaritan woman. The Lord Himself will tell you, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Today, do something special for your girl child. Write her a message, buy her flowers, give her candies, hug her. Remember, we're emotional beings, and tell her how much she means to you. Guess what? Girl children, they will carry their face. They will give you attitude. It's part of it. Love them regardless. Yes, the pouting is part of raising, is part of it. The pouting and all. The whining, we can whine, is part of it. Love them regardless today. Don't look at anything. No, 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 no. Make sure that they feel loved. And remember, be committed to raising the daughter of destiny. God bless you. And thank you for sharing. Make sure you share this link to every mother that has a girl child. And even if you don't have a girl child, guess what? You have nieces, you have children, maybe in your ministry, whoever, you will always have a girl child around you. And guess what? Your son will soon get married to a woman. So the knowledge is not wasted. Share this with every mother. They need to listen, for this is a message for the now. God gave me this message especially for mothers of girls. God bless you, and have an amazing day. I love you always, and thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. I know that time is valuable and you've given me your time, and I do not take it for granted. God bless you. Take care. See you next week. Bye.